Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Hellensage and today we are talking about a platinum trophy that took way longer than expected, Battlefield Hardline. I actually finished this platinum a few months ago, but overall the game stayed on my hard drive for about 6 to 7 months. I kept coming back to it every now and then playing it in short sessions, piece by piece. It was one of those platinums that slowly dragged one over time and ended up being tougher than I originally thought. Let's talk about online trophies and grind. The online trophies weren't impossible, but they definitely required commitment. You really have to stick with them, especially since the player base isn't huge anymore. With some patience and planning, everything was still doable, it just took time. The most annoying and hardest trophy for me was the one tied to a specific assignment that required kills with the Mag-10 and the double barrel shotgun. That trophy really forces you to play in a very specific way, especially the Mag-10 was rough at times and it took quite a while until I finally got all the required kills. It's one of those trophies you really have to focus on. Otherwise, progress feels painfully slow. Let's talk about story and single player experience. The story related trophies, on the other hand, were much more relaxed. The story itself wasn't groundbreaking, but it was solid. Not amazing, but definitely not bad either. What I really liked was the chance in setting instead of a classic war shooter. Battlefield Hardline focused on cops versus criminals, which was a pretty bold move back then. As a kid, I always wanted to play Hardline, but never actually bought it. So it was nice to finally experience it years later. Gameplay-wise, I honestly had a lot of fun. You can already see similarities to modern Battlefield titles, but Hardline still feels unique, thanks to its police-focused mechanics, gadget and chase style gameplay. It was different, and that's exactly what made it interesting. According to the trophy guide, the platinum takes roughly 30 to 40 hours depending on skill and efficiency, and difficult sits around a 6 out of 10. It's not really hard, but definitely not something you casually finish in a weekend. Some assignment and online requirement stretch the experience quite a bit. Overall though, Battlefield Hardline was a really enjoyable game. One thing I also appreciated were the familiar faces in the story. Actors like Alexandra Daddario helped give the game a more cinematic, crime series-like feeling. The main character didn't feel bland either. He had a solid personal story, clear motivations, and it actually made you care about what's happening in the campaign. Because of that, I didn't just play the story for the trophies, I genuinely wanted to see how it would end. In the end, Battlefield Hardline dared to do something different. Not everything worked perfectly, but it was unique, enjoyable and absolutely worth finishing all the way to the platinum. Looking back at it now, Battlefield Hardline is one of those games that really grown on you over time. At first it feels different in a way that might not immediately click for everyone, but the longer you play, the more you start to appreciate it, what the developers were trying to do. It doesn't try to be a typical Battlefield experience, instead it focused on smaller scale conflicts, story-driven missions and a more personal perspective. That change of pace is exactly why the platinums feel so rewarding in the end. You are not just grinding for trophies, you are actually experiencing a different side of a Battlefield formula. Even with its flaws, Hardline stands out because it dared to experiment. And in a series that often associated with large-scale warfare, that alone makes it memorable. For me, that's what makes this platinum worth the time and effort. And yeah, That's it for my Battlefield Hardline Platinum. It was a long journey, but a fun and memorable one. If you enjoyed this trophy talk, feel free to leave a like and let me know in the comments how your Hardline Platinum went, or if you're still working on it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next trophy talk. There it is, Platin Trophy.